Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I want to say hello to everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. It's great to see you guys. As you come in, please shout out the city you're from. Let me know what city you're from. And also, I want to remind everybody that we have the All Black National Convention coming up in a couple of weeks on the 20th of October. So if you were into things like Black wealth culture, you guys know we started it here. We were the first ones to really jump out here and talk about wealth and economics in the Black community on a large scale. But also shout out to people like Dr. Claude Anderson and others who were the godfathers of this. And so when we go to Atlanta, October 20th, that is when the convention is going to be hosted. So feel free to go to allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. And just a reminder, this podcast is on Spotify and Apple. So if you have Spotify and Apple, just look up the name Boyce Watkins. You'll find my content as well as the podcast I do with my wife called Pillow Talk with Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins. What's going on, everybody? Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a quick yes. Just do a quick audio check. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Put a yes in the chat if I'm coming through all right and you can hear me. All right, so I don't know if you guys saw this or not. I'm really not sure how many of you saw it or didn't see it. But my wife and I think we went a little bit viral yesterday. Whenever I get a message out of the blue from people like Tasha K, who, by the way, I like Tasha K's show. She's a cool lady. I've been on there before. My wife has been on there. I know something must have happened. And so I was kind of wondering what went down and what occurred. And it turned out that that there was an interesting discussion that I started with a post on Twitter, and this post on Twitter basically had to do with relationships, and I was really just explaining pretty much how I chose my wife, and I share some of this stuff sometimes, even though I know it's going to be controversial sometimes, even though I know some people may not agree, even though I know sometimes it doesn't fit with this culture that's out here. Which, by the way, I think hip hop. I really think that it's not an accident that a lot of hip hop culture has bastardized the idea of Black love and Black family. I don't think this is an accident. Give me a yes if you think that there's something suspicious going on in terms of how hip hop has sort of promoted crazy stuff. I know that every single day I can't go to the internet without seeing Sexy Red, who literally only talks about sex. All she does is talk about sexual nasty stuff. I know that also, one of the things that's interesting is that when you see people that are obsessed with sex, constantly talking about sex, constantly thinking about sex, and they can't get anything else done, the problem is that some of these people are just addicts. Like they have addictions, and I think it's funny that they promote sex addiction, they promote drug addiction, they promote alcohol addiction, they promote financial addiction. I'm a finance professor, and I can tell you, I believe financial addiction is a very real thing. And so anyway, I made a comment the other day, and some of the simpy weak men are not going to understand what I was saying, but I'm going to share it with you guys in hopes that somebody will get what I'm saying. In fact, when we looked at some of the comments were mixed. Some people liked it, some people didn't, but that's okay. That comes with the territory. I'm used to that. So what I'm gonna do is read the post to you, and then I'm gonna explain what I was saying, and then also what I'm gonna do is literally go down the qualities for all the men that want to be successful, all the women that want to achieve. Give me a yes in the chat if you want to be an achiever. Now, if you are one of the Negro naysayers, then you don't fit into this category. In case you don't know, the Negro naysayers are the people that find a problem with every solution. They're the ones who hate progress. They're the ones who hate to see Black people succeed. They hate seeing Black people happy. And I got a puppet here. I call him Charlie, the Negro naysayer. How you doing today, Charlie? Hey, Black people can't do nothing right. Black people are stupid. Why you say that, Charlie? Or because we ain't supposed to be nothing. We ain't supposed to have no money. Why who that know what think he is? He up here talking about education and reading and stuff. But Charlie, people are supposed to read. Like if you don't learn how to read, white people will destroy you. It don't matter. It don't matter. I just out here you thinking you better than everybody else. Well, no, Charlie, that's not it. So Charlie, the Negro naysayer, represents all the Black people. Some of them you will see in the chat. Some of them you will see in the chat. They'll say, "Well, why you a simp because you love a Black woman? What's wrong with you, Nora? You loving Black women and stuff? We supposed to hate our women." Well, you got to stand up to the punks in the community. You got to stand up to the morons and the idiots and the dummies and the lazy people. And you have to be honest. And first of all, I'm gonna start off by saying this. And some of y'all guys might not like it, but I'm gonna say it over and over again just to piss you off. I love and respect Black women. Can we just say something? Can we just put it in the chat real quick? Can we just acknowledge the fact that we respect our women? I love Black women, period. I don't love, now I'm going to tell you the truth. Some of y'all I love more than others. I'm going to be honest. Some of y'all I can relate to more than others. Some of y'all, need some help. Some of y'all need some therapy, to be honest with you. but I love black women because black women gave birth to me. And you'll never have me walk around saying all black women are this or all black women are that. I hate that nonsense. This was very hard for me because I respected Kevin Samuels as an intelligent man. I really did. Kevin Samuels did a whole video about me one time that I did not know about because I don't watch the YouTube videos about me. So if you do YouTube videos about me, don't do it for me. Do it for your audience because my name apparently, if you put in a video, it'll get you, may help you make some money. And some of y'all are struggling, and I don't want to see you get your money. Good for you. But um, but I don't watch the videos. I did not see it, but somebody told me that Kevin did a whole video about me where I was being falsely attacked because people make things up. And Kevin explained my position perfectly. And I said, that guy's a smart guy. So I thought Kevin Samuels was a very smart man. But where I had to be honest and be a truth teller is I said, can we please talk about relationships without making everything black women's fault? Can we please talk about black women in a way that does not reduce them to these cartoon characters that they've been made into by the music industry? Give me a yes if you've noticed this. Black women, unfortunately, have been reduced to the quality of the sex you give in the bedroom, or how big your booty is, or what you look like. And because I remember Kevin would ask women what their dress size was. And I'm gonna just tell you the truth. I've always been a man who I'm a heterosexual man. I ain't never looked at no dude like that, like the way I look at a woman. And never once in my whole entire life have I ever cared enough to ask a woman her dress size. I thought that was the weirdest thing. I said, you mean that if a woman doesn't have the right dress size, or if she's over 35, that makes her like what, like low quality or leftover? I don't understand. I didn't understand that language. I not to disrespect the dead, and I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to be honest about the dead, and the honesty I'm going to have to lay out to y'all is some of y'all got to grow up, man. Some of our people are thinking like 45-year-old teenagers. Some of us are thinking like kids, and I'm gonna tell you, as long as you run around here like a little child, the white folks will never respect you. You ain't gonna get that job. They're not gonna come to you for no science. They're not gonna come to you for no strategy. They're not gonna come to you for any wealth building possibilities. They're gonna come to you for a few things. They can come to the black man for sports, um, comedy, because you make them laugh. They love a good clown. They're gonna come to you to see if you can rap, because we got an oversupply of 45-year-old rappers. Give me a yes in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. We got too many of these guys out here, 45, 50 years old, still rapping. No disrespect, keep rapping. But like Charlemagne said, I liked what he said. He said, stop trying to rap. We need more electricians. We need more fathers. We need more husbands. We need more builders. We need more grown ass men in the community, not little children. So sometimes when people come at me, like when they were coming, I heard the word simp a lot. When I told people how much I love my wife, they said, you simp, you a simp, you a simp. I said, okay, what are you when you living in your mama's basement, sitting in your drawers, playing Xbox, smoking weed all day, and being a little internet gangster on Twitter? What does that make you, brother? What's happening here? Is there a jealousy? Are you uncomfortable because I'm very confident in myself? Does that make you feel some kind of way because I've told you that I'm not ashamed to be intelligent? I want to be smart. I want to be, I'm glad to be a PhD. I'm proud of that. I'm just as proud of being a PhD as I would be if I'd won 3 NBA championships. But for some reason, because you've been brainwashed in a specific way, give me a yes if you know what I'm saying, if you follow what I'm saying. Because you've been brainwashed in a specific way, you'll respect a man who is good at basketball, who does not take care of his kids, who's going to die early from a drug overdose, who isn't making any positive contribution to the black community, and is as ignorant as the day is long. You'll respect that man because he's good at the white man's skills, which would be like basketball, comedy, stuff like that. You'll respect him more than you'll respect some of these solid ass men that I know who are loving their wives, taking care of their families, handling their business, busting their ass every day. I'm talking about everybody from the bus drivers on up to the attorneys and the business owners. If you are one of those men, I need you to shout yourselves out in the comments, and I need you to have the courage to speak up. I need you to have the courage to understand the importance of us as men reclaiming our community. I need you to stop letting media tell black men to remain as little children. This is what is required. You're in a culture war right now. You are in an extreme culture war, and it's one that we will not win if we walk out here as cowards. Now, do me a favor, please hit the thumbs up button, the thumbs up, share, subscribe. You're watching drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent black people. So here's the deal. And by the way, my website is boycewatkins.com. If anybody wants to go to my website, you can get a lot of good stuff. I'm a finance professor. You guys know that. And also, we also are having the All Black National Convention October 20th in Atlanta. You can go to allblacknationalconvention.com. And my new book is called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. So if that's of interest to you, if that's your thing, then feel free to take a look at drboycebooks.com. The book is, and also, since we're talking about things like love and money today, I do have another book I wrote when I was on the faculty at Syracuse University called Financial Lovemaking. And in this book, I talk extensively about the things that I discussed actually in this post that I was mentioning earlier. I guess it got picked up on the site called Spirit World, and the word. Next thing I know, it was kind of all over the internet. And literally in this book, when I wrote this book, I think I had a eureka moment. And the eureka moment was I realized, I said, okay, I know why so many of these brothers end up destroying their lives, because money or success or having women, a lot of women chasing you is a trap. It really becomes a trap. And only strategic, intelligent men understand the trap. The dummies fall in the trap. If you choose to remain a dummy your whole life, you're gonna fall in the trap. At some point, they're gonna get you in the trap. In fact, actually, I remember hearing a story when I was with AOL Black Voices about a young lady who was very attractive, and the way she would get gangsters killed, from guys from rival gangs killed on behalf of her boyfriend, was she would just basically lure them in with a big butt and a smile. He would tell her, go to the barbershop. I need you to look good, wear your tightest dress. This guy's stupid. He's a simp. He's gonna fall for a big butt and a smile. And when you get him back to the hotel room and he's naked, I need you to let us know, and my boy's gonna come in there and take care of business. Make sure that he ain't breathing no more. And this is the kind of stuff. But this is nothing new. This is a tactic that's been used in warfare for thousands of years. Men who don't have sexual discipline don't get men who don't have sexual discipline either never achieve their goals, they never have any power, or when they get power and they achieve their goals, they lose everything. They lose everything. So anyway, so with this post, let me share my screen with you guys so you can see what the post is on Twitter. Hit that thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. I'm going to show you all what the post was. I'm going to read it, and then actually to make sure you gain something from this discussion, I'm going to give you a list that I found of 5 ways to prepare or to pick a good spouse. All right. So here is the post. The post is crap. You know what? That's not the post. Daggone it, boys. You're doing it wrong. So let me actually just try to find it and read it, because I think, because I got to scroll down on my Twitter. My Twitter's Dr. Boyce 1 or Dr. Boyce Watkins in the number 1 if you want to follow me on Twitter. But anyway, so here's what I said in the post. I basically explained that I did not pick my wife based on just her looks. Because I don't believe that you should pick a spouse based solely on what she looks like. Sometimes men, especially men that have lots of money and lots of power or fame, we tend to pick women that would be defined best as trophies. And these trophies, some of these trophies are full of poison. Some of these trophies will mess up your life. Some of these trophies will destroy your children. Some of these trophies will destroy your reputation. So what I was saying is that a strategic man should take his time in choosing a spouse and not go in and say it, not go in and just pick based on what she looks like. So here's what I said. I said, confession. When I was a 46-year-old single millionaire with a PhD, I could have had nearly any woman I wanted. I chose to marry a woman in her 40s because I didn't want to marry an idiot or a child. Strategic men don't just pick women based on what they look like. Now, what I saw was there were some people who understand that reading is fundamental, and they understand reading comprehension, and they understood exactly what I said, and they had no issue with what I said, and and it was fine. But there were some people who I noticed that there were some who felt that I was basically saying that my wife is ugly because I said that strategic men don't just pick women based on what they look like. Now, if you know how to read, give me a guess if you know how to read. How many of y'all are readers? Anybody here? Anybody else read, or is reading just a lost art? Does reading make me a simp? Because if you are a reader, you would notice that I said strategic men don't just pick women based on what they look like. Do you get what I'm saying? I didn't say strategic men pick ugly women. I did not say avoid pretty girls. I did not say I wanted an ugly wife. My wife was the most beautiful woman I ever saw in my life. Okay. But her being the most beautiful woman I ever saw was not enough for me to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna lock that in. I want that to be my spouse. I want that to be my partner in life. Right? It's just like in business. There are people that you should be friends with, and then there are people that you should do business with. Sometimes you can do business with your friends, but sometimes you have friends where you say, I'll be your friend, but I won't do business with you because doing business with you is very bad. Doing business with you would be harmful to me. So the same thing is true with dating. There are some people that look good, and then there are some people who should be your partner in life. Marriage is like a business. I don't want to go in business with everybody. I did not want to go into business with a big butt and a smile. I wanted to go into business with a big brain and some goals. I want to go into business with a woman who's gonna blend well with my family. I want to go into business in the business of marriage with a woman who has a brain inside her head. I want to go into business the business of marriage with a woman that has some long term values that I can connect to beyond just what she looks like. One of the things, and I'm sharing this openly because I think that there are some young people who are probably confused. You're probably confused because you probably, like myself, have noticed that the whole world has been kind of made stupid. Give me a guess if you've seen this. I don't think it's an accident. I think that there is a consistent strategic effort to get Black people focused on materialism and sex. That's it. Like just just it's all about sleeping around with whoever you can, dating the prettiest girl, the baddest chick, or being with the guy who's the biggest baller. And I see people make that mistake all the time. When I wrote my book, Financial Lovemaking, back in 2006, what I noticed, and this is not just true for men falling for the okie doke, it's also true for women. A lot of women are very obsessed with marrying a man with status and money. And what a lot of women never learn is that if you evaluate status and money, but don't take the time to observe character, you are putting yourself in jeopardy. You are taking a tremendous risk. There were so many women that I interviewed for that book, Financial Lovemaking, who literally had husbands and boyfriends that they were with for many years, had children with these men who absolutely positively ruined their lives. I can't tell you how many women had their lives ruined by a millionaire. Give me a yes if you've ever seen this. Give me a yes if you know what I'm talking about. Please say something to let me know that I'm not talking crazy, or that there's nobody who understands where I'm coming from. And so effectively, what I realized is that we're trained to believe that marriage and dating and everything should be a strictly emotional exercise, or it should be strictly based on feelings, feel emotionally. And I'm telling you, all I'm saying to you is something very basic, to say that it's got to be deeper than that. If it's not deeper than that, here's what's going to happen. Your life is going to fall apart. Even with all the work you put in, all the time you put in, all the planning that you did falls apart because you let a rat into your kitchen. You put poison in your own Kool-Aid. That's what you did when you brought that raggedy ass Negro in the house because he had a big old penis. You brought a virus into your life that you may not be able to get rid of. Or because you picked that girl because she had the prettiest smile and the biggest booty, and you didn't think about anything else beyond that, or maybe she took care of you in the bedroom, you end up embarrassing your family, ruining your life, destroying your reputation, and killing your dreams. Is that really worth it? And that was the point I was making, was to say that strategic men, and again, maybe trying to be smart and strategic is not popular. I don't know. I don't know if I sound arrogant by saying I think Black men should be strategic. My Lord, white people have declared war on you. You can't win. The reason you're losing the war, honestly, the reason a lot of our men are losing the war is because strategic thinking is seen as odd, or you being uppity. People think when I say I'm ready for war. I don't. The white man ain't taking me down. I'm gonna be as educated as I can be. I'm gonna be as disciplined as I can be. I'm gonna be as focused as I can be. There are people like, well, why you think you better than everybody else? I don't. Maybe you think I'm better than you. Maybe that's what you think. Because I wasn't even thinking about you when I made that comment. I was thinking about being better than my adversary. My adversary is not you, Black man. My adversary is not you, Black woman. My adversary is the white supremacy that's been trying to destroy me since before I was born. Give me a yes if you can follow some of this. I don't understand how we live in this crazy world where I got to go out here and fight to get people to have some goddamn common sense. I don't understand how I got to go out here and argue with people who think that somehow it's uppity or weird that I say, read a damn book. When I say, invest your money, oh, what's wrong with you? You think you better than everybody? No, I don't think. What are you talking about? I'm telling you, you're better than you. I'm telling you that they have bastardized your culture. I'm telling you that they have put stuff in your music that is a recipe for self-destruction. Everything in your damn hip hop culture, damn near, ain't nothing but a recipe for Black male self destruction. And if you don't believe me, look at how many rappers are dying before the age of 45. Look at how many of these men whose lives have turned straight raggedy. I'm not making fun of them. Maybe they think I am because I have to be honest. But just look at it. Look at what happens when you spend 20 years of your life sitting around chasing hoes, smoking weed, not investing for the future, not reading no books, not making any plans, but tricking off your money like a little bum, like an idiot, right? And pouring bottles, emptying out bottles at the club. Look at what happens when you, by the time you're 40, you can't be a king anymore. You have no ability to lead anything or anyone. Your own children don't even respect you because you don't even know who they are. You don't even remember half the chicks you slept with, and you got babies running around here talking about, I think you're my daddy. I think so. My mama don't know either. My mama's wondering. She thinks you could be because you was one of the men that was there that night. Right? Seriously, like, does anybody think this is weird? Let's shout out to RIP to Francis Cress Welsing. If y'all want to give a RIP to Kevin Samuels, and again, I didn't dislike everything Kevin said, so this is not anti-Kevin at all. But if you're gonna give RIP to him, give a RIP to Francis Cress Welsing, who ain't nothing I'm saying here new at all. I'm just continuing the legacy of people like Dr. Welsing, who said they are spitting inside your skull. They are peeing inside your brain. They are injecting viruses right into your soul that are going to destroy you and harm you and lead you down into a ditch. I applaud the black people who are able to see it. I'm happy for you. For those who can't see it, God bless you. Maybe your children will see it after they see how this culture destroys their father or their mother. Anyway, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. If you want to get, you guys know I'm a finance professor. If you'd like to get a copy of our $5 a day investing plan, which we promoted this to millions of people, and it's very successful. It's an effective way to go from poverty to wealth within literally in about a decade, a little bit more than a decade. It's not a fast money plan. It's an easy, slow money plan that even a 5-year-old can do. Just text the word stock to 31996. If you text stock to 31996, I'll send that to you. I have a training called How to Make Money Without Working. I also have a list of AI stocks that I like. I'll also send you a list of a bunch of side hustles. If you're looking for ways to make extra money, that's what we do for you in the Black Business School. So we want to help you. It's free to join. So don't feel like you have to pay to be a part of what we're doing. We sell things to keep things going, but you don't have to pay. Also, I have a new book out called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. If you want to find that book, just go to drboycebooks.com. And also on drboycebooks.com, you can find our financial flashcards for children. We have financial workbooks for kids because our studies have shown that we've done in our Black Financial Therapy Department in the Black Business School. It's the first ever Black Financial Therapy Department in history that I've ever seen. And because there's never been a department specifically focused on the psychology behind why Black wealth is going down. What people don't understand is that a lot of the reason that they're predicting, give me a yes if you heard the studies that say Black wealth is going to drop to zero by the year 2053. Give me a yes if you know this. Well, one of the things that we find in our research is that it's psychology, it's mindset. It's not just the fact that white people owe you reparations. We talked about that. We did that last night. We did a free Powernomics training for the community. I hope you guys will feel free to join us with that. But last night we were talking about the history. But the thing is that the history also affected your mindset. Your brains were poisoned to some extent, and so you're going to have to do a full detox, in order for you to really understand what it means to move forward. So that the point is that even if we get reparations, even if we get our reparations check, if our mind ain't right, the money won't be right. Like my buddy Ash Cash from Earn Your Leisure said, Ash Cash, he's actually coming to the All Black National Convention, by the way. Shout out to the guys at Earn Your Leisure. I love all of y'all, Wall Street Trapper, all those guys. So Ash Cash, who's from Earn Your Leisure, who's coming to the convention, he has a book called Mind Right, Money Right. And I like that book because I like the idea that understanding the mind is the key to understanding your economics. So if you want to join us at the All Black National Convention, just visit allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. All right, so let me read. So first off, again, just to clarify about that post, if anybody thinks that the fact that I didn't mention that my wife was beautiful, that means I think she's ugly. No, that's not true. I wouldn't marry an ugly woman. maybe some of these other guys would. I have no idea. but I would not have married an ugly woman because I like pretty black women. But also, I think I just forgot to mention it because I just assumed that that was a given. Like, because I think she's the most gorgeous woman I've ever seen. So I didn't feel the need to just say that, but maybe I should have said that so people would not misinterpret it. And also, I'm going to interview with Tasha K in a little bit, right after I finish talking to you guys. And I'm going to make sure that's 100% clear because I don't want anybody to think that I don't think my wife is hot. My wife is gorgeous. So, and also, I think that it's important to understand that you don't have to trade down to get a quality wife, right? You don't have to, I don't know who told y'all this, that, anybody who thinks that picking a quality spouse means you must pick an ugly spouse is crazy. Like um, who in the world, who in the world do you taught you that in order to get quality, you have to get something that's ugly. That's like saying that in order for food to be healthy, it has to taste bad. That's not true. No, what picking a spouse comes down to, in my opinion. And I hope it's okay if I go Uncle Boyce for a minute. I'm gonna go Uncle Boyce. Let me know if it's okay to do that. I found that it was a balance. It was about understanding the balance between what you need and what you want. Sometimes the things that you want are not what you need, right? And sometimes the things you need may not always be exactly what you want. So, like when I went to college, I had three majors I was thinking about picking: computer science, psychology, or math. Or not math. I'm sorry, computer science, psychology, or finance. And finance was actually third on the list. Above that was psychology and computer science. I did not pick those other two because I knew I needed to be in a profession where I was going to make some money. So I said, let me go study finance because I want to master money in order to have it. A lot of people don't understand that basic idea that if you want to have money, you've got to go study money. The things that you want, you got to go study the things that you want, right? And I don't understand. I'm baffled by how many people say they love money, want to make money, want to go get money, but don't understand the first thing about what is required to actually get money. They don't even know where the money's at. That's like me saying I want to win a Super Bowl, and I've never ever seen a football, and I don't know which what's the end zone. I don't know how to run an offense. I don't know the difference between the quarterback and the cheerleader. Give me a yes or no. Do you think a person who has never seen a football is ever going to be able to win a Super Bowl? What do you think? Yes or no? Let's use some common sense here. Do you think that a person who has never seen a football can ever win a Super Bowl? What do y'all think? So anyway, let me jump in here and read. I'm gonna read this to you. Then I gotta go because I'm actually gonna do that Tasha K interview in a second. It won't be live though. I think she's gonna record it, but I'll let you guys know when it's out. So it says, so here are 5 rules based on to pick a spouse based on various sources. This is research, y'all. Okay. Number 1, they said avoid expecting change after marriage. That's a big one. A lot of people marry somebody. Give me a guess if you've seen this. They marry somebody thinking that they're gonna change after they get married, or they marry well, here's one that's hilarious. I see women make this mistake a lot. When I was reading my book Financial Lovemaking, or when I wrote it, I saw this happen a lot. Have you ever seen a woman marry like some guy who's like a really promiscuous, like 28-year-old NBA player, and she marries him somehow magically thinking that his promiscuity is just gonna go away? That somehow this guy or this rapper who slept with, I talked to a young lady who said this. I kid you not, it freaked me out when she said this. She had a crush on Lil Wayne, and I said, "You'd marry a guy like Lil Wayne?" She said, "Yeah." And I said, "But would you expect your husband to be monogamous?" And she said, "Of course." I said, "So you think that if you marry Lil Wayne, you think that this man who's had sex with thousands of women and got 3 girls pregnant at the same time, you think this man who got 3 women pregnant at the same time is going to be focused solely on you? Like, you really believe that?" And she said, "Yeah, well, maybe he'll change because of me." Ladies, please get that out of your head. Guys, too, same thing. The idea that somehow people are going to become magically become better human beings because they're married is fundamentally untrue. It's almost like when you're a boss. Also, I have people that work for me. I learned over time that paying people money does not necessarily make them work harder all the time or make them more disciplined. What I look for are not people who are going to be more disciplined because I'm paying the money. I look for people who already have discipline before I offer to pay them money, because then at that point I'm simply paying them money to be who they are. People can't pretend. People can't lie for a long time. People can't fake it for very long. So after a while, if you observe a person long enough, eventually they reveal who they are. And as Maya Angelou once said, when people show you who they are, you got to believe them. So if you see who somebody is and you think that they're not a good fit for your life long term, then don't think that marriage is going to magically change who they are. All right. Number 2, Consider dependability and stability. That's the second thing that they said you should look for in a spouse. Emotional stability and dependability can sometimes be compromised if the potential partner is physically very attractive. What did I say? What have I been saying? All I'm saying to guys is don't pick women based on their booties and how pretty they are, how good the sex is. Don't just pick the best looking person in the pile and say, that's the one I want to marry. No, maybe you can have like a threshold and say, look, I don't want, if on a scale of 1 to 10, my wife has to be at least an 8 or a 7.5 or an 8.5, whatever your number is. I'm lucky. My wife was a 10. I put that on everything. To me, she was a 10. But let's say there was another woman. Let's say my wife was ratchet. Let's say that my wife was like Sexy Red or something, one of these Real Housewives, these women that I would never marry. And then there was another woman who was, let's say my wife's a 10. Let's say there's another woman who's an 8.5. But she shows up in terms of being a great person for my life. She shows up as a great person that blends with my family. She is a great human being. She has values that I can align with. Well, I'm going to pick that person over the 10 every day of the week. And I don't know if everybody does that. I feel like sometimes we go for the best, most attractive person we can find, and we end up looking stupid. Seriously, you look crazy. When you get mad and you're like, oh, he did this to me, he did that to me. Well, I'm like, well, how did you let this person in your life if he's such a vulture? Did you take the time to examine the vulture before you invited him in your house thinking that he was a pussycat? Like, did you take your time, or did you just jump into bed with him in the first 3 days? And next thing you know, you don't have sex with him. So at that point, you're addicted. So you may not even be able to see straight after that, right? So same thing is true with men. I think a lot of the men that on the internet, and there's a whole industry now, there's a whole industry online of men that simply get up every day and find something to complain about with a woman. If you see these men, I call them the bearded babies. Not all of them. I'm not making fun of them, but they kind of like bearded babies where they got beards, but they're in their mind they're a baby, right? They never learn that if the person that you're with does not do what you want them to do, then you find somebody who will. You find somebody who's a better fit for you. If that person in front of you is not a good option, find a better option. Am I crazy? Give me a guess if you can at least agree with what I'm saying. That if the woman that you're trying to get, if you like, well, these women, they standards are too high and they too they too. Do you know that there's other women out there that you can pick? That's what I don't understand. So my thought is that perhaps maybe you're in misalignment with the market. Maybe you are trying to date women that are above your pay grade. Maybe you're trying to chase women that maybe are not, at your level, right? They're maybe above it. Maybe their options are better than what you can offer them. So they're picking other men and you're mad about that. I get that. I understand that. But maybe that means you need to adjust your expectations too. That's my point. So the same way that the bearded babies will say that, and I know I'm only gonna make people mad. There's literally entire YouTube channels where all they do is make Boyce Watkins videos all day. So I'm just giving them content. I want these brothers to get money so they'll stop complaining about women all day. So go ahead, make content, make as much content as you want. It's totally fine. But literally the bearded babies, on one hand, when they're complaining about women's expectations too high, pay attention now. Only smart people are gonna understand what I'm about to say here. Maybe instead of their expectations being too high, maybe what's really going on is that your expectations are too high. And that's why you are up every day on a YouTube channel complaining about black women. Call me crazy. I don't know. That's my theory. I know people get mad. I'm sorry. I can't apologize for being honest. I can't apologize for being observant. I don't think it's masculine on any level to sit around and just be bitchy about how mad you are at women. I understand women can hurt you. I get that. I've been hurt too. I understand. Maybe there's something with your mother. Maybe there was something with your baby mama. I get all of that. I've seen it all. But get some therapy, brother. Get some therapy so you can show up properly for the right woman. Because here's the thing, ladies, please confirm this. If you are a bearded baby a bearded baby bitch, and all you're doing is doing your bearded baby bitching about women all day, quality women are going to avoid you, and you're only going to attract low vibrational chicks. Am I right? Or what do y'all think? By the way, you're welcome. You're welcome. If you're, I really I need y'all to really process that, because I think that insight can actually help you. Now I know some people are gonna spend so much time being mad at me for saying it that they're not gonna hear it. But I want you to take a moment, just breathe, And I need you to understand what happens when you operate in that low vibrational capacity where all you're doing is constantly complaining about people. The same thing is true for bitter women. Think about this. If you're a bearded baby bitch and all you're doing is bitching about women all day, you sound no different from a bitter woman. And I want to ask y'all, fellas, give me a yes or no. Are you attracted to bitter women? What do y'all think? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna pause on that. We got to process this and I gotta go. And Tim, I got Tasha K's thing in a minute. Are you attracted to bitter women? Yes or no? So if you're not attracted to bitter women, then I need men to understand that women are not attracted to bitter men. Do you follow what I'm saying? Let me keep going. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. You're watching drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. And just a reminder, we do have a social media platform. I've been so banned for, I guess, because I tell my truth or whatever. Just so you know, it's not just Black people. Some Black people that don't like me. It's a lot of white people too, apparently. Because I literally found out the other day that I'm so banned from Facebook that not only can I not put a page up there, because I read Dr. Claude Anderson books and they're defined as racist because they talk about racial history and reparations and all this other stuff. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to complain about it. But what we did was we built an alternative platform called Black Enough that you can feel free to try to join, but you have to fill out a quick little questionnaire. We only want the space to be positive, and we want freedom of speech, and we want our people to grow. So if you want to go join us at Black Enough, just go to BLAGGENUF, blackenough.com, BLAGGENUF, and you can join us there. Also, don't forget the All Black National Convention happens October 20th through the 22nd in Atlanta, Georgia. If you believe in things like Black wealth, Black love, Black intelligence, then that's the place for you. We don't sit around and complain about white people all day. I'm sorry. We don't sit around and tell people that the Democratic Party is going to save their lives. We don't tell people to all go become Republicans. We don't care if you're a feminist, gay, straight, any of that stuff, as long as you're Black first. So if you are Black first and you want to be in the middle of Black first culture with the intelligent Black people that love each other, then just go to allblacknationalconvention.com. It's an amazing family reunion. I know you guys are going to have a great time. All right. And also, just in case you want to know, with this topic on relationships, I do have a book called Financial Lovemaking that you guys can go take a look at. It's on Amazon. Feel free to go take a look at that book. All right, so let's finish up this list of 5 ways to go about picking a spouse. So we talked about 1, avoid expecting your spouse to change after marriage. That doesn't happen. Number 2, consider dependability and stability. Don't pick the crazy, unstable person to be your spouse. I don't care how good the sex is. Sometimes crazy people have great sex, but that's not a reason to marry them. Number 3, evaluate core requirements. Identify your core requirements for a partner, which may include aspects related to looks, financial stability. They threw in looks, right? So with that comment about my wife, I didn't understand why people thought that I wanted to marry an ugly woman, because no, you can add looks in there, but looks has to be one of maybe 5 or 6 variables. It cannot be the number one variable, because a lot of women trick men by how they look. They know that our IQ drops when we're looking at a pretty girl or you allure us in with sex. So again, any man that wants to be successful, powerful, or whatever is going to have some way to have sexual discipline, because the devil will give you all the temptations on earth just to throw you off your game, just to get you distracted, just to take away everything that you have. Look at how many great, powerful Black men get taken down because they could not discipline themselves when it came to women. Has anybody noticed that? Look at that brother at Michigan State. I forgot his name. Right now, right this very moment, there is a brother at Michigan State who's a football coach. His name starts with an H. I think it's Herman or something like that. He had an $80 million contract, and Herman is about to lose his $80 million deal for something related to his dealings with a woman, right? And so this speaks to this idea that you've got to train your son to be sexually disciplined. That's extremely important. All right. So Cedric says, I want to hear from Alicia. Is she happy with you? Yes, my wife is happy with me. Cedric, make sure your woman's happy with you. I think that's a good place for you to start, brother. All right. So let's keep going. All right. So evaluate core requirements. So figure out what matters to you. Looks, financial stability, personality, education, health, personal and family history, religion, ethnicity, and the relationship history, that means, like, for example, if the woman has kids or a former spouse or whatever, you just, I think all that, or the man, same thing. A lot of times we think that women are the only ones that can be evaluated based on having babies, mamas, and all this other stuff, or babies, daddies. Well, if a man has, ladies, same thing. If a man has several babies, mamas, and then what that means is that you're not actually getting a complete man. You're getting a fraction of him, because he's already coming into the relationship with polygamy. He's already got, several women that are drawing from his resources. So now if he's Nick Cannon, then shoot, I think Nick seems to have it figured out. Nick's got all these. Nick is probably going to end up paying about $20 million a year in child support. I hope he's got enough wealth to sustain that. That's the agreement he's made with his children's mothers. Now, if your man is not Nick Cannon, if your man does not make $100 million a year, then you might want to be careful about getting with a man that has a whole bunch of kids, because every single woman that's collecting child support is taking money out of your household. Now, if you want to, because you think that he's attractive and you're lonely or the sex is good and you want to fund all that, then go for it. Just make sure that you know what you're signing up for. I know lots of high-powered, highly successful, very wealthy women in their 40s and 50s who are literally funding the lifestyle of a man. The world has changed. This is what we've come to. I don't agree with that. That doesn't come not normal to me, but whatever. That's what people choose. I'm not here to judge your life, as long as you know what you signed up for. All right. So what else? They said look for long-term qualities. Basically, quality in marriage is whether or not the person understands what's required to be married to somebody for a very long time. Some people have never ever seen a long relationship. They've never seen a relationship that lasted longer than a couple of years, maybe 3, 4, 5 years. That's very different from 40, 50 years that a marriage is supposed to last. So when you marry somebody who doesn't have the mindset of delayed gratification, doesn't have a long-term perspective, that's like running a marathon with a sprinter. That's like running a marathon with somebody who ain't never run more than 100 meters. Usain Bolt was a great sprinter, but Usain Bolt would be a terrible person to run a marathon with. Some of y'all out here dating and marrying Usain Bolt. Some of y'all out here trying to sign a 50-year contract with somebody who can't even focus for 50 days straight. So that, and so what happens to people like that, what happens to the sprinters when they get in a marathon is they get tired very quickly. Within 6 months, 9 months, a year and a half, they start saying, oh, I'm bored. I'm not happy. You didn't make the oatmeal right. That's why I got to get a divorce. That's what happens. So ultimately, I would encourage you to look at whether or not the person has the ability to do long-term projects like marriage and relationships. I'm not here telling everybody to get married. I've never ever said that. I've never told you guys, hey, I need everybody to get married. Just like I don't tell you who to vote for and I don't tell you what to invest in. Give me a yes if you understand that. I need a yes for you to understand that I'm not telling people to all go out and get married. I'm not telling everybody to go out and not vote for the Democrats. I'm not telling everybody to go out and invest in what I invest in. I do tell you what I'm invested in. I do tell you who I voted for, or if I didn't vote. I also tell you who I married, and I'm very proud of that choice. But that does not have to be your choice. That's a really important thing about making these decisions, is you got to make your own decisions. If you let society, culture, your friends, your stupid idiot girlfriends tell you what type of man you're supposed to be with, or your homeboys tell you this, or diss you because you picked this girl over that girl, man, you a sucker. Those people that are telling you how to live your life are not gonna bear any other responsibility or have any other consequences for the bad choices that you make. Those are your choices, your consequences, your decisions. Make the damn decision and be a man about it. Be a grown-ass woman about it. Stop letting other people tell you how to live your life. Seriously. This is something that's critical. If you let other people tell you how to live your life, I guarantee you they're going to destroy it. I guarantee you. They're going to destroy it because, number one, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Number two, they're not in your shoes. Number three, they don't know what you want. Number four, they're not going to be around when the consequences come and knock in years later. Do not let other people make the choices for you. Let's keep going. And stop letting peer pressure drive you. You grown now. Be a man, be a woman, make your own decision. Number 5, consider disposition, inheritance, and training. Pay attention to the disposition, inheritance, and training of the potential spouse. Both research and experience show that understanding and considering these aspects can be wise in choosing a companion for a life's journey. This might be why I would never have married a hood rat. No matter how beautiful she is, you can be the prettiest you can be the prettiest hood rat in America, but I'm sorry, Sexy Red, you'll never hear about Dr. Boyce and Suki Hana hanging out together, or Dr. Boyce and Sexy Red. Dr. Boyce divorced Dr. Alicia so he can go get with Sexy Red. I don't want nothing that you selling. I don't want to be a part of nothing that you got going on. Ain't nothing special about anything you're offering the world. You can't even rap. You can't even rap. I know that you're an industry plant because they specifically plant people in front of black people to make black people as dumb as possible. I know this. When Kanye West, the guy, he called me last year during the All Black National Convention. We talked about things where if I told y'all some of the stuff we covered, it would flip your head. But I don't do that with private conversations unless somebody tells me to do it specifically. But I can tell you, when Kanye said that he thinks Cardi B is an industry plant, I said, of course she is. Who in the hell, what black people do you know ask for any of this nonsense? We don't ask. This is not who we are. This is not who we are. We're better than that. And I just encourage those who are better to use your voice. Don't be scared. Don't let these people punk you into dumbing yourself down and destroying your life just so you can keep it real and be black and fit in with the culture. No, the only culture I want to fit in with is the culture of intelligent black people. I want to fit into the black first culture. I want to fit into the culture of people that are taking care of their families, that love the community, that want to read a book and be educated, that want to build wealth, that want their children to live better than they did. There's nothing radical about anything that I said. So in fact, I think about this. It's so crazy, and I got to go because I got Tasha K now. But it's crazy to me. Think about this. They banned me from Facebook. Like Facebook, I've been so banned from Facebook. Literally, go in there. If you type Boyce Watkins in your Facebook page, they're going to erase the post. The words Boyce Watkins. Think about how deep that is. The words Boyce Watkins have literally been banned from Facebook and Instagram. Right. So this is how heavy, how deep it is in terms of them wanting to bastardize your culture. I'm like, what did I do that was dangerous other than telling black people to build a better life for yourself? I tell you, invest your money, take care of your kids, read a book. I'm a finance professor, for God's sake. How is it that a gangster rapper or a ratchet hoe spreading STDs everywhere or people telling black people to murder each other is fully acceptable on social media, but a finance professor who tells black people to love each other, build their community, be smart, and invest and take care of their kids is seen as radical, scary, and dangerous? That's sick. That's what you're up against, black people. I got to roll. I got the Tasha K thing, and now I'm actually late. So I love y'all. God bless you. Thank you so much for hearing me out. Even if you don't agree, please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Don't forget the All Black National Convention's October 20th in Atlanta. You can go to allblacknationalconvention.com if you want to attend or be a vendor or whatever the case may be. Also, my book that I talked about is Financial Lovemaking. It's on Amazon. Feel free to go grab a copy. You can go to drboycebooks.com and you can check out all my books, or you can go to boycewatkins.com. There's lots of free resources there to help you and your family. So God bless you. I wish you the best. I love you, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care now. Have a good day. Peace.